Hey, we have Zoe here today. We are doing an example or a demonstration of our rapid change techniques, more specifically some root cause techniques today. And so thank you for being here, Zoe. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm doing really well, thanks. I'm really excited.
Awesome. So as you know, we're working on one limiting belief or limiting decision that has been holding you back. And I believe you've got one. Is that correct?
Yeah, I want to work on my success.
Mm-hmm. And so when you say my success, what's limiting about that? What's limiting you when it comes to your success?
Probably not really wanting it, but not really seeing it as plausible.
So there's kind of two parts. Part of you wants it, but then there is another part that is what?
It's just doubting and saying, it sounds nice, but not really.
But not really. So you're doubting,
Yeah.
and it's kind of not really. And tell me more about that.
I think it's the part that says sort of, it doesn't really want to go out there and put myself out there and really go for it.
Mm-hmm. So really what we've got to is putting yourself out there.
Mm.
And tell me about putting yourself out there.
Yeah, I find it difficult. I guess it's sort of fear of judgment.
Fear of judgment. Your voice has changed, by the way, when you just said that.
Yeah.
So take a deep breath in and out. And so there's this fear of judgment. Okay. Judgment from who?
I'm not sure, just random people or maybe also people close to me.
Mm-hmm. And how long has this been a problem?
Long time, since childhood for sure.
And you've linked that in order to be successful, I've got to put myself out there. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said from childhood. Did a memory just pop up when you just said that?
I think when I was about 10, I'm not sure what the memory was, but sort of that felt right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so let me ask you a question. If you were to resolve this, how would you know?
I would be able to put myself out there and be happy with what I'm putting out there.
Awesome.
It's authentic.
So happy that you're putting stuff out there and it's authentic. Have you ever felt like that?
Not for a while.
Mm-hmm. But there was a time where you felt happy putting yourself out there. Is that correct?
Yeah, when I was younger. I used to do drama and on stage and...
Okay, so look, your whole body just lit up then with drama, being on stage. So there was a different emotional state. How did you feel just then when you went to drama, being on stage?
It was really good. I could express myself and it was just fun.
So there we go. Look at you. You're going back into it right now. So what's changed?
Since that time?
What did you decide?
I think I just let other people I let their opinions dictate what I did.
Who?
Probably my grandmother.
And so her voice is in your head, is that correct?
Yeah.
See, this is a real challenge. Okay, we can have voices in our head that's not our own. And what happens is especially if it's an authority and we listen to that stuff, we can be on their goal path instead of our own. And this is what a lot of people don't realise is most people, by the way, are on a false target because they've been listening to the wrong voice. When you listen to your true voice, you get on a true target. When you listen to a false voice, you get on a false target. And so your grandmother is making decisions for you around success at the moment? Think about that.
Apparently.
Yeah, just think about that for a moment. Like I often work with clients and I'm like, who's in your head right now? Who's controlling your business? And they're like, oh my God, it's my mum. I'm like, do you want your mum to be the CEO of your business right now? And they're like, no fucking way. So your grandma's in control of your success at the moment because you're listening to the voice inside of your head, or her voice. And what's interesting, what happens is that sometimes you get a suggestion from an authority and you might be in a weakened state or vulnerable or whatever it is, and you take it on board, you take that voice on board, and then what happens often is that we play it a million times and then we think it's our voice. But it's not your voice. How are you feeling right now as I'm saying all of this to you?
I'm feeling a bit conflicted, but it feels true.
And you're conflicted about what?
I guess probably more frustration that I've been doing this for so long, just listening to that voice.
Awesome. So what I want you to do, let's do a little bit of an activity, okay? What would your grandma normally say?
Oh, don't be silly.
So you even do the expression. You do the tonality, the expression. Now, what side is that voice coming to you from, left or right?
I think left.
Left, okay. And can you kind of see her facial expressions when she says that? Oh, don't be silly. Is that what she says? Oh, don't be silly. How does she do it again? What does she say?
Don't be silly.
There you go. Awesome, awesome. And you can really imagine her tone when she says that inside, can you?
Yeah.
And it's and she's on your left hand. You can hear it on the left-hand side. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What I want you to do is just imagine turning her voice into like the chipmunks. Imagine Alvin. Do you remember Alvin and Chipmunks? Remember that high pitch? Remember that high pitch kind of tone that they had? And imagine they're kind of sitting on your shoulder on the left-hand side and they're saying the same things as your grandma. So just imagine that. Don't be silly in that high pitch. Okay, can you do that? Just replay it over and over and over again. Can you hear that? Now, as you hear that tone of Alvin and the Chipmunks saying, don't be silly, okay, how does it feel now?
It feels quite silly, but it's hilarious.
Okay, good. Okay, so just keep replaying that. Okay, don't stop it. Okay, just keep playing it. Okay, and imagine Alvin, that tonality of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Next thing what I want you to do is imagine someone. Do you have like someone in your life that when you think of them, you just think they're so full of shit? Like you actually hear their tone of voice and you laugh because they're so full of shit. Maybe it's a friend or a family member or someone like that. Maybe it could be a celebrity. Maybe it's Donald Trump. I don't know. But you hear that tone, you hear that tonality and you're like, I do not believe a word they say, and you start laughing. Can you think of someone like that? Like I've got this friend, and even when he just opens his mouth, I just start laughing because I know what's about to come next is, he's a little bit full of it sometimes. So can you imagine someone like that? Could be a celebrity.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Have you got it? There we go.
Yeah.
So now just imagine they're on your left-hand shoulder, okay, on your left-hand side, and they're saying the same thing as your grandma now in their tonality, and they're playing it over and over and over and over again. And what would she say again?
Don't be silly.
There you go. Now imagine that person who you think's full of shit is saying that. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll probably like hear this all the time now. You'll hear this person's voice all the time and you'll just start laughing. And notice they're trying to get louder and louder. Like your grandma's getting louder and louder, but it's this person's voice. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now what I want you to do is think of someone that you really trust. Like you look up to them, you hear their tone of voice, and you believe everything they say. They could be a mentor, they could be someone you look up to. Can you think of that person?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, on your right shoulder, imagine that person is there. And what are they saying?
Go for it.
And just turn the volume up.
Yeah.
Okay? And what else are they saying?
Baby steps.
Mm-hmm. And turn the volume up. And what else are they saying?
I believe in you.
Awesome. And now notice, like, the grandma side, the left-hand side, and with that friend's tonality that you think is full of shit, or a celebrity's tonality, they're trying to get really loud. And then you just start laughing. And they're trying to fight this other voice. But what I want you to do is take, your grandma's voice, that person that you think is completely full of shit, and move it all the way behind you. Okay, and you can see that voice is fighting, but you can't even hear it now. And now on your right side, what I want you to do is have that voice that's on your right side, have it be everywhere now. It is now surrounding you. And what does that voice say?
Sorry, just cut out for a sec.
Sorry. Have that voice that was on your right-hand side, have that surround you everywhere. It's like surround sound, Dolby Digital sound, and it's really loud. And what does that voice on the right-hand side say again?
Go for it. You can do it.
Look at this. Your voice just changed. Notice this. Now have it surround you. Okay, this voice is now everywhere. It is on your left-hand side. It's in front of you. Okay, it's on your right-hand side, and it's getting louder and louder and louder. And this is the tone of voice that you really, really believe. You just hear that tone of voice and you believe it, and it's getting louder. What else is this voice saying?
I've got your back.
Awesome. Awesome. Notice you're sitting up. You're breathing differently right now. How are you feeling inside?
I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling better.
Awesome. So now let's do some release work really quickly, okay? What we've done is we've loosened the grip on this pattern. And often what can happen is that stuff gets passed on through generation after generation. Often, these patterns, at the highest intention is a positive intention typically, but the reality is a lot of these patterns, like, they won't serve you today, okay? They may have served someone generations ago, but they won't serve you today, okay? So I want you to shut your eyes, take a deep breath in and out. There was a time where you used to love expressing yourself. In fact, you couldn't wait to get on stage, and then something happened and you took on board someone else's suggestion. How old were you? First number that pops into your mind.
10.
So that's consistent. And so age 10, can you see yourself in the picture?
Yeah.
Yep. Can you see your grandma?
Yeah.
Was there anyone else involved?
No.
Okay, I want you to float above this, and as you float above this, I want you to imagine that sound, that big, powerful sound of that voice you really trust. And as you listen to that voice you really trust, we're now looking at this situation. What does that voice you really trust now say?
You can do it.
What else?
Just go for it.
That's it. And so what I want you to do now is float before the event and notice who you were before this event. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Who were you before this? And we can already see it on your face.
I was really out there. I loved to perform. I just could make up stuff on the spot.
Awesome.
I was very creative.
Look at that confidence. I want you to say I am instead of I was. I am.
I am very creative.
Yeah. And just see that. Now coming into this event, you got on someone else's goal plan. You took on someone else's wounds. Sometimes we take on someone else's wounds to be close to them, just like finding something in common. Okay, sometimes we'll adopt wounds to make other people happy, all of that type of stuff. So as you look at this entire event, and you've got that powerful voice now that's actually your true voice, it's your higher self. Now what do we look at? Now as we look at this event, what do you need to learn here that the 10-year-old didn't get?
That you don't have to change for other people.
Absolutely. Here's this beautiful, sensitive little soul that was just wanting to make everyone happy. And you took on board someone else's path here. And it changed your destiny, but now we're getting you back to you. What else do you need to learn here to release all of this easily and effortlessly? As you get the learnings, just speak it out.
That you're not bad.
If you're not bad, what are you?
You're good.
You're really good. What does that voice say again? Surround sound, that voice?
Go for it.
Go for it. Look at that certainty. Amazing. What else do you need to learn here that the 10-year-old didn't get?
She's got her own problems.
Mm-hmm. That's it. This isn't my stuff.
Yeah.
This isn't my stuff. Feel like the load lightning. That's it. And so what else would you need to learn to release all of this easily and effortlessly?
You're your own person.
Yeah.
And you've got your own character.
That's
and
it.
That's perfect the way it is.
Perfect. And it's time to listen to that true voice, isn't it? That true voice. You've stopped. You stopped at that point listening to that true voice. But now we're going to turn it on. And so what I want you to do is float into your body, age 10, look through your eyes, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel. And as you're inside this event, just check, is that old decision there or has it gone? Is that old belief there or has it gone? And just do your best to get it back. So you're floating into your body. You're not quite in your body at the moment. So look through your eyes, see what you saw, hear what you heard, age 10, relive that whole experience. And as you're inside the event, how do you feel?
I feel sort of neutral.
Awesome. And just check, is that old belief there around success, around not being able to express myself, be on stage? Just check, is that old belief there or has it gone?
Yeah, I think it's gone.
It's gone. So just do your best to get it back.
No, I can't feel anything about
Awesome.
it.
So what I want you to do, this is great. What I want you to do is float up above the event, you're before the event, facing towards now. And what I want to say to you is I'm going to talk directly to your unconscious mind. And I want to ask your unconscious mind, what was the purpose of holding on to this belief?
Protection and safety.
Bingo. Protection and safety for what purpose?
To not find embarrassment.
Mm-hmm. And what was the purpose of not wanting, to be embarrassed?
To get social approval and to be approved.
Yeah, and social approval for what purpose?
To feel loved and connected.
To feel loved and connected. So at the highest level, you just wanted to feel love and connection. Okay? And that's why you took on board this belief. And at the highest level, that's what your grandmother wanted. Your grandmother thought by holding on to this belief system and pushing everything down and not expressing yourself, she thought that was the fastest way to get love and connection. And you took on board that strategy. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
And it's not the fastest way to get love and connection. You actually get love and connection when you're yourself and you're expressing yourself. Is that making sense? So it's like sometimes we're going a long way and then we find a shortcut and then we take that shortcut easily and effortlessly. So as you look at this event now, age 10, see the 10-year-old you, what else do you need to learn here? There we go.
Just be happy and...
There you go. That's it. Wouldn't it be easier to just let go and find your voice and reconnect to yourself? And then suddenly you're free. Because that's how you connect. There you go. It looks like the weight just lifted off your shoulders just there. This is awesome. So stay with it. Go back to age 10. Again, I want you to float into it now. And as you float into it, look through your eyes, see what you saw, hear what you heard and feel. And just check, are those old beliefs there or have they gone?
No, they've gone.
That's congruent. Awesome. Okay, there's such a shift on your face at the moment. This is wonderful. I want you to just float up above now, this event, and I want you to come back. As you come back, I want you to notice any other events that just pop up. Any other events where you kind of pulled back and wouldn't express yourself, and just gather any new positive learnings. And just notice the right events will just pop up. And notice you'll start to see all of the opportunities where you can just express yourself and have fun and be creative. And how it's actually more enjoyable to do that. It's actually easier to do that. And what you'll start to notice is if anyone doesn't understand it, they're wounded. It's their wounds. And in the past, you used to play that game because you had the same wound, but now you're just going to understand and go, oh, it's okay, I've been there, and you just keep expressing and being creative and being an example. Because that's who you are. You're here to express yourself. You're here to be creative. And when you're ready, come back to now. And take a deep breath in. Welcome back. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel a lot more at peace and a lot more grounded.
See, that's our natural state. Our natural state is a state of peace, is a state of unconditional love. And that's what happens when we get you out of the past and we get you living it now, back to present time. So the next thing that we've got to do is start to kind of install a bit of a future now. Okay, so again, shutting your eyes, take a deep breath in and out. And what I want you to do is imagine the next, say, 6 months, okay? And imagine, like, this pattern is now unleashing, whereas before you weren't expressing yourself, now you are, and you're excited. And this is one of those things that builds. It's like a snowball that rolls down the mountain. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So notice who you become in 6 months and what's happening and how excited you are, and see yourself in the picture. See the relationships that you've attracted into your life. Awesome. And I want you to float into your body, look through your eyes and see what you would see, hear what you would hear, and feel. And just switch all of the emotions on. And feel the feelings of being able to express yourself easily and effortlessly. And it's like you've tapped into this new level. And there's this creativity coming out of you. We've unleashed something here. And notice how excited you are. And on the count of 3, I want you to double it, and we're going to click your fingers. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. And click those fingers. Okay, and now double it. Really double it. Really tap into that creativity, that ability to express yourself, that feeling, when you were young, when you were really young, you loved the drama, you loved creativity, you loved being on stage. I want you to double that feeling inside of your body, looking through your eyes, and then 1, 2, 3, and clicking those fingers. Awesome. Take a deep breath in and come back. Okay, now what we have to do is an action. We have to do some type of action that is outside of your comfort zone. That's the reason we do this work. A lot of people do, therapy, and then they don't do any actions or they don't set an outcome. The key now is to do something. So what's one big thing that you're going to do today or tomorrow that's out of your comfort zone? Maybe you've been avoiding it up to this point. What's one big thing?
Create more TikToks.
Awesome. Fantastic. Now, can you share these TikToks on our Troublemakers Facebook group, please?
All right.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to be watching you. We're going to watch your journey. But what I want to say, Zoe, is thank you so much for being here. What an amazing shift. This is just the beginning. And the key is we do this work so that we start to take more action and we move towards what you want instead of away from what you want. So a big congratulations. You're helping so many people. And that's the thing is that wounds become superpowers. As we resolve this stuff, you'll be helping other people be able to get out there and express themselves and be creative with confidence by you just being an example. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All righty. Take care, and we're going to follow your journey.
Thank you.